All right, so unlike my other videos on this channel, which are in Arabic, this one is going to be in English, and this will be my take on why I don't use AI to code anymore by Brett Codes. I was driven to the video from LinkedIn and then read the discussions on LinkedIn from different people, went back to YouTube, saw or read all the comments, and it struck me, or like I was surprised how many people were pushing back. Were not even accepting or respecting the idea of like, this person, this is what he feels or this is what he needs. And he mentioned something so nice in the beginning of the video, the hobby word. He said, this is my hobby. So he is not alone. There are a lot of people, as we see in the comments, that really agrees with him. And I'm one of these people because coding for me as well was not something like was not a choice. It was something that I discovered when I was 12 years old maybe, and it felt like it's a tool for me to express myself. I have an idea in my head, I can just write code and see it live. For me, it gave me power when I was at that age, and I felt like, yeah, this is something I would love to do. I was lucky, or I am lucky still, because my hobby or the flow state in the thing I'm doing is giving me money, or I'm able to get money from that thing. So I'm really lucky, I would say. But a lot of people will not see that. It's not a commercial tool for me and maybe for millions of developers out there. Imagine a musician who trains every day, like he practices the guitar every day. He always imagine when he's in his small room that he's gonna play this chord or he's gonna play this song. He's gonna go for that solo, and the adrenaline and all these chemical rushes in the brain and in the body while he's performing in front of tens of people maybe or millions of people. You tell him, you know what, there's no need for that guitar or that pedal or anything, because you know what, this is a smart keyboard that's going to be able to produce any sound we want. That's not wrong, for sure, that's needed sometime, but you are taking the joy from a person's purpose. That's simply it. Imagine an athlete who runs every day or who enjoy running marathons or preparing for marathons. You come to him and say, you know what, this is a pill, you take it, gives you the same effect on your body and your brain as running 10 or 20 or 40K. Does it make sense? I don't think so. There was a music producer called Adel Haqqi. He's Egyptian, and I think 15 years ago, he was talking in one podcast, I will try to find it and link it in the description, about the electro music era where like in 2010 or 9 everyone like DJs were like really popping and every singer felt like the need, yeah, this is the future. And then he said, okay, I'm not against that, I will produce the songs like this, but I'm against people who are installing and like just adding plugins and loops to their music production program and say, you know what, I'm a music producer. I'm so sorry, but you are not a music producer. This is what he said, and I really agree with that. And his mindset and mentality was, let's unplug the plug, let's take the plug, let's pull the plug out, and show me how do you gonna play the piano, how you're gonna going to produce a music piece from everything, like how would you add the drums, how you add the melodies, the harmonies, and so on and so on and so on. And that's really useful now with the AI era. Unfortunately, it's a trend. We cannot deny that. We cannot say, like, we cannot deny it. I mean, people or human normally escape what they fear, which is normal, which is like healthy, we can say somehow. But to some extent, like, yeah, let's see what's the potential of this. And then we decide how we want it. As an individual, I would like to decide how I would love to use it and how it will be integrated in my daily life. Similar to the idea of allowing your AI assistant on your phone, whether it's Siri, Gemini, or whatever phone you're using, you have the control to give it the access, like what kind of access it has to your daily life. Developers and people should be able to choose how involved AI should be in their daily routine. And to be super honest with you, I have spent the last 8-9 years in my life working with startups. And when you look at social media posts right now, you feel like everyone is going to the moon, but I'm so sorry, it's only SpaceX that keeps going to the moon. And I don't see any SpaceX engineer or like X engineer or Apple engineer bragging about how they are using AI on a daily basis. With all due respect to Spotify engineers who claim that they're shipping 4,500 deployment every day using AI, I don't see it as an end user. And I'm lucky to understand a little bit of how tech works. Excuse me, I don't see it. I don't see it like at all in my phone. When I open the app, I don't see a better performance. I don't see a better caching. It still really eats my whole memory on my phone just because I downloaded some albums. So bragging about it is not gonna change anything about it. It's just a kind of a way to, like, I think pursued investors that, yeah, we are on this hype, we're gonna go to we're catching the future, we're building something great. And I might be building something great, but it's not about bragging at all. I see a lot of companies as well talking about like, yeah, we're gonna only hire people who use AI heavily, we're not gonna write code anymore, and so on and so on. Yes, they produce something, but again, I'm so sorry, I don't see any new unicorns right now. I don't see people or companies who are able to gain millions from users, not from investors. Why? Because products or like a tech piece is not the only thing. It's about products, about people, it's about sales, it's about marketing. It's the whole story. It's not one story. It's not one part of the story. So we are able now, all of us are able to produce something. We're able to build our side projects. We are able to produce something new, the ideas that we had. But how many one of us was able to gain even one user as a traction outside of friends? A lot of people fail to do this. Why? It's not their fault. It's the hype that everyone is trying to catch. But actually, this hype is really about big companies or like maybe Anthropic. It's about ChatGPT, like OpenAI. It's about these kind of companies. And all the people who are trying to match that hype are going nowhere. That's my own opinion, to be honest. I'm so sorry my voice is a bit negative or my intake is a bit negative. But when you see a lot of people posting on LinkedIn and all the job offers and everything is about AI, I don't see you going to the moon. You're not shooting to the moon, nor to the stars, nor to, I don't know, to the sky. At least you're barely going to the next street by shooting. This is your plans. From my experience with the startups I worked with, their problem was development was not the bottleneck. The roadmap was clear, everything was clear, the development team was working, but it's the hierarchy. We had a plan for the plan. We had a meeting, a planning meeting. We had a meeting to plan the planning meeting. That's the hierarchy that's gonna kill your productivity, kill your creativity, kill your people. The UX designer that you have was not short of ideas or creativity. But putting a creative person in a meeting for an hour or 2 hours to just discuss every single possible idea, that's not how it should be working. You should give them their space. They should be creative by their own, no limitations. You have your own guidelines for sure, but you should give people trust and give them their spaces to really do something great. And to finish this, there was a video I watched. I forgot by whom. It was called ZTA, Zero Token, I forgot something, and then I'm gonna link it somewhere here in the description. It's talking about like how the model, like the human brain model works and how the AI era will go from now, like in 5 years, where we're going to be. So with that being said, that's my intake. There's no right or wrong. It's a personal preference at the end of the day. Remember, you have the choice to enable AI on your laptop, on your phone, and you have the choice to give access to whatever tools you need. Then developers should have the ability to say yes and no. They were never the bottleneck. There are other things that were the bottleneck in your company if you think AI is going to change that. So with that being said, thanks for watching.